Hello and a very warm welcome to all of you out there. My name is Michaela Soule. I run a representation company nowadays in Germany called Michaela Soule Marketing. I represent fabulous places and lodges throughout Africa. And today I have a very, very special one joining me again from Namibia, and that is Carsten Lüttwitz. Hi, Carsten, how are you?
Hi, Michaela, I'm doing well, and yourself?
Good, thank you very much. Carsten, I mean, we've done a couple of recordings already, and today we want to actually go up close and personal with our adventure camp in Damara land, Twyfelfontein Adventure Camp. I'd just like to, before we start with that, want to just sort of repeat a little bit for our viewers that they know that Ondili Lodges is actually throughout Namibia. As we can see here on the map, we have really wonderful places to stay. In Windhoek we have a wonderful guest house. Carsten, you can also help me out in the Kalahari.
Kalahari, we have two properties, of which one is open at the moment. It's Twyfelfontein and Red Dunes Lodge. Then the UNESCO World Heritage Site close to Sossusvlei, we have two properties. Desert Homestead Lodge and Desert Outpost, which is also under renovation at the moment. And then in the Rongo Mountains, which is a more central part of Namibia, we have the Hohenstein Lodge. Then up at Etosha, of course, the Etosha Oberland Lodge, right on the border of the park. And then the one we're talking about today is Twyfelfontein Adventure Camp in the Kunene region, or what was previously known as Damara land.
That's it. Perfect. I mean, obviously, these lodges can be combined beautifully with one another. And I think that is also, people do self-drives, of course, left, right, and center in Namibia. It's one of the best spots to actually do self-drive holidays for families and for couples. Twyfelfontein Adventure Camp, as you just said, is right up here. And I wanted to know, actually, because a lot of people combine, obviously, when they come out of Swakop and they want to go Etosha, they look for places to stay in between. I think Twyfelfontein Adventure Camp is a really good site to do that. So how long is the distance basically, or how long would they take by car to go to Twyfelfontein from Swakop?
Well, if you, in Namibia, often people that do a self-drive tour, they either choose a clockwise or anti-clockwise route throughout the country. And going up to Etosha or coming down from Etosha towards the coast, Twyfelfontein or Damara land is a perfect stopover because of the attractions that you find there. So from Etosha to Twyfelfontein, it's about 3 hours drive to get to Twyfelfontein, and to get to Swakopmund or from Swakopmund to Twyfelfontein will be a bit longer, about 3 to 4 hours if you do some stops along the way. Along the way, there's obviously also, yeah, and you do. There's great sights to see. Going from Twyfelfontein to Swakopmund, we'll pass our highest mountain, the Brandberg Mountain. And if you go from Twyfelfontein to Etosha, there's Fingerklip. There's some attractions along the way.
Perfect. We have a really nice camp already there. It's called Twyfelfontein Adventure Camp. And I love it, actually, because it's really cute. It has 12 tents at the moment. And they're really sort of nestled under these wonderful granite rocks. I mean, I really love this site, I must say. And it also, again, gives you plenty of space. So at the moment, I think we have 12 of them. Is that correct?
That's correct. At the moment, we have 12 of these. It's these Mero-style safari tents with an ensuite bathroom on these raised little platforms that you see there. There's a big... like a canvas shade netting over the tents to provide some shelter from the wind and the heat. That area can get quite warm in the summer months, but it's nice and nicely protected, nestled between those granite outcrops. And those granite outcrops all along the Twyfelfontein area are actually one of the highlights there. It's just these amazing views. You sit there in the main area in the mornings and you have your coffee and the sun rises over that little valley with the Mopane forest growing there.
I also love that you built in the rocks, actually, that you actually left the rocks within the living room or within the spaces, the public spaces, actually. It makes it really
partly because they're too heavy to move and otherwise because they look really nice.
I love it too, I must say. It gives you a very much close feeling to nature. I love it. And I love also that it's all open, actually. You have the feeling that you're outside, even though you're sheltered and you looked after there. So I think that is... It's a great way of actually spending time also in the afternoon when you rest a little bit and just read just have coffee, whatever it is.
So Twyfelfontein, it is a semi-desert area, so the climate is really nice most of the year. I mean, it can get quite warm in summer, but that's why everything is open in the main area. So you sit there in the evening, often there's a cool breeze coming through from the ocean. So that's why everything is so open. You get that feeling of being out there in the bush or in the desert. So yeah, it's an adventure camp. And But
of course, I mean, you have to mention one thing. I mean, we are actually sort of extending our Lake Adventure Camp a little bit, and tell us a bit more about it. That is actually why we're doing this session today, because there's some really great news, and there is more news coming up, of course, as we speak. But so far, I think you need to tell us what you're actually planning there, and what is happening at Twyfelfontein Adventure Camp at the moment.
So as you can see there, that nice fireplace by that granite boulder. So the adventure camp concept works quite well. People love staying at the adventure camp because it gives you a sense of feeling, being out there, as I already mentioned earlier. But you also have the nice things. You have a nice room, you have a comfy bed, you have warm water, you have a nice shower. And that whole concept, and with the friendly staff we have at the camp, we thought, man, that is working so well. Let's extend our project there a little bit. So we are extending in terms of bigger tents, which we call superior tents, which are, I think, 9 by 5 meters, so way bigger than the current tents that we have. Same concept, also built on raised decks and all canvas and wood. And a new restaurant and swimming pool area is also being built, so that we can accommodate a bit more guests and also give a bit more the feeling of to have more room to stay.
And is that camp basically right next to these tents now that we've seen, or is it around the corner, or is it where is it basically?
So the whole area that we are working with there, it's a joint venture with someone out of the local community, and I think we have rights of a plot of about 30 hectares. But the camp is basically extends from the current camp that we have along the Granite Mountain. So all the bungalows have the same view to the front. Yeah, that's how the bungalows will be set up all along the existing camp. The existing camp will also be part of the new camp.
And how many? Sorry, I missed that. How many will you build? How many more bungalows or tents?
So we have 12 new tents, of which 2 will be family units with another room added for the kids. So
how many family rooms? That's interesting as well, because that was my next question.
Yeah, so we'll have two family units and 10 normal units.
It's actually nice that we are also doing something for the families again, because you know yourself, you have children, Carsten. You want to have them a little bit close by, because they're up to mischief if you leave them running around there. But of course they can run around because it's a safe area. And as you just mentioned, we have a joint venture with our Damaras. Actually, there we have the Living Museum of the Damaras right next door to us, and it's a great activity for it doesn't matter for couples or families, because they actually dive right into the culture of the Damaras and see how they live and tell us more about it.
The nice thing about these living museums that fortunately we have all over northern Namibia is that it's an interactive visit. So you don't just come there and look at the Damaras doing their thing. They invite you to dance with, as you can see on the photo. They invite you to try some of the local food. They ask you to carve a bow and arrow with you. So it's interactive, and the people really enjoy that interaction with the locals.
Wonderful. Apart from that, of course, from a nature point of view, we have the Huab River. And we do adventures basically out there as well. So we have our own vehicles. We have 2 of them, I believe. And then
at the moment we have 2 vehicles. Of course, when we open the extended part of the camp, we'll add some more vehicles. At Twyfelfontein Adventure Camp, we offer that Huab Nature Excursion, which is the drive in the Upper Huab and the Huab River. You drive basically to the confluence of the rivers. And with a chance to see the desert-adapted elephants, if you're lucky, even the desert-adapted rhinos. But yeah, it's more of a nature, and it's not just a game drive, but because the scenery in the area that you drive is just amazing.
It is a beautiful area.
There you can see that beautiful Desolation Valley, they call it.
I chose this photo because
this is actually the spot where we have the sundowner spot.
I was about to ask you, because we were just talking about it. You actually built steps up all this granite hill.
It's quite a steep hill that we have just behind the lodge, and we had to find a way to make it accessible for all persons. So we've started to build, or it's actually finished now. It's metal steps that go up most of the way, and that it's easily accessible for all our guests. And then exactly at this spot, you can enjoy those beautiful Damaral and sunset. Not to forget, in the activity, from the activity perspective, is especially for self-drives. I mean, Twyfelfontein is also a UNESCO heritage site with all the rock engravings. That is just 5 kilometers away. So there's loads to do in the area.
And that's nice again. As I said, I mean, Ondili Lodges is also really well known for it, for all the activities that we offer at each lodge. And of course, each lodge is in a different area, offers different activities. So I think I wanted to ask you, actually, when is the best time for people to book these activities? Can they book them basically when they arrive, or should they do it up front when they book the accommodation? What is advisable?
At the moment, it's always better to book your activities way in advance. And actually, when you do the booking of your trip, to advise either your agent, or if you book directly, to also book the activities immediately. When you arrive, there's always the chance that the activity is already booked out. Even if we have four vehicles at the moment, we are only filling our vehicles with 6 persons due to the COVID regulations. So it's always better to book in advance. It gives us time to plan. We have super guide team available there, and it's always just better to book in advance.
Okay, cool. So listen, make us jealous. What's the weather like in Namibia? Because here it's raining cats and dogs. We have a terrific, really horrific summer. And I cannot get over this. I mean, you see me sitting, we are in summer, and I'm sitting here with my jacket on. It's terrible.
We had the loveliest start to the week on Monday. It was warm. It was nearly 30 degrees. But apparently this weekend it's supposed to get another really cold. So -7, I think they proposed for Windhoek. But we hope that it's the last of the cold weather, what we call the ice heiling this time of the year, and then it's over.
Yes. Well, look, I mean, and as we all know, we are going right into our autumn. So it's about time that we are planning our next Namibia trip, because you're going into spring. And I think, we all want to sort of enjoy this very much. So, Carsten,
at the moment, availability is not a problem. So everyone is welcome.
Well, wait and see, because I mean, you know what, people come back from the summer holidays now and they want to go away in winter, as we all know, and it's fabulous time of the year for Namibia. So let's book Namibia and let's go to Namibia and let's all meet up there. So Carsten, thanks a mil for all this info again. And I can't wait for the next recording. We're doing another up close and personal with another lodge of ours. And this is, of course, a surprise to the next recording. Thank you very much for your time, and take good care and keep up the good work. And I can't wait to see photos of Twyfelfontein Adventure Camp. Will it be the same name, or will it actually?
Yes, the name will stay, the concept will stay. It's only a much improved version of the current one.
Okay, cool. So send us photos as soon as you can, that we can actually sort of see how it looks. Thank you very much, Carsten. Thank you. And we talk soon again.
Thanks, Michaela.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye for now.
Cheers.